These stay in the backpack, but if I were gonna grab a pair of binoculars to just, real quick to use, I'd probably go to these, and for several reasons. Last, but certainly not least, is the Leupold. These have grown on me quite a bit. I prefer these in terms of my daily use. These stay in the backpack, but if I were gonna grab a pair of binoculars to just, real quick to use, I'd probably go to these, and for several reasons. One is I actually like how the barrel connectors are separated. It's a little bit easier to hold these. It feels more ergonomic. The image quality on these is also a lot higher. It feels a lot higher, feels a lot sharper than some of the others here. And then the diopter adjustment, I like that you pull this out, you turn it, and you lock it in place, and then set it and forget it. The only downside to these is it feels more like you're looking through a paper towel tube than some of the others. You really do feel that tunneling effect when you look through these. But if you're not worried about having a wild field of view and you know exactly what you're looking at and you're just, going right to that thing, then these have a pretty great field of view. These also came with some of the nicest neck straps, as well as the nicest case. My favorite feature is just how the barrels are connected, and it just feels way more ergonomic to hold these than it does to hold these. Because with these, your fingers don't get to wrap around it and they just have to lay flat. Here, you can just wrap your hands around it and adjust the focus. The focus dial or the focus wheel is very precise on this one, which is, you don't want it to be too loose, because if it's too loose, then it's easy to knock it out of focus. But you also don't want it to be too stiff, like the Vortex Triumphs, because if it's too stiff, you put all that force into turning the wheel and then you run past your focus, you go back and back and back, and it's this long process of trying to get it focused. Whereas these, you can just really lightly touch it and dial it in, but it's not loose enough that, you're gonna knock it out of place accidentally, or it's gonna roll on itself.